All right, let's remove that. Let's see here. All right, let me go live on Instagram here. All right, Instagram looks good. Facebook looks good. Okay, we are live. We're good to go. What's going on, guys? Thank you for coming on. I'm here with one of my rock star clients, Anna. She's awesome. She's doing so well right now with, in the program, us working together. She's just hitting it all cylinders. Her pain's coming down, her habits are improving, and just her relationships. I'll let you give her, I'll let her give you more details, but just want to say thank you, Anna, for
Thank
coming
you.
on and joining. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And our idea here, guys, is just to ultimately give you hope if you're in a situation like Anna was in. She'll give you some of her story and background. Just if you're struggling with pain, if you're struggling with migraines, headaches, and you've been like this for a while, you've tried different things, nothing's worked, maybe short-term relief. I just wanted to bring Anna on for her to share her story and ultimately just give you guys hope that there is options out there that will work for you. So Anna, let's just start with a little bit about your story, your background, kind of what you were dealing with prior to us meeting, and what you tried, and so just kind of
Ooh,
give people some background.
an idea.
Yeah.
well, first off, thank you for having me, for inviting me. And well, it's been a long journey. It's probably a little bit over 2 years that it was kind of like a switch from one day to another. It was just pain in my neck, my shoulders, my upper back, no sleeping, anxious for everything. It's been quite an experience there, something that I was not used to. I mean, some of the people that are watching don't know my background, but if you know, I mean, you know that I was very active. I am a fitness instructor, I'm a coach, and also I have another job. My main job is in the financial industry. So either I was teaching and coaching at a gym facility, or I was sitting in front of a computer. So it was the extreme, right?
The
Super
two
moving,
extremes, exactly.
yes, and then sitting and just looking at the computer.
Yeah.
Uh, and everything started with my neck, and then my shoulders, and then my arms, and my upper back. So everything just started to hurt so much that standing, sitting, or laying down, it was not possible for a long period of time. Sleeping was almost impossible, and I had to actually resign from my trainer job because I couldn't do it anymore.
Mm. And that,
So
that was super hard, right?
it was heartbreaking, to say the least. I mean, I've been doing that for 30 years, and
Wow.
from one day to another, I had to stop. And my mistake, and that is something that I learned, that even I'm a coach and I'm an instructor, in my mind was always like, it hurts, stop. And that's not the answer. And that was a big mistake for me. I just stopped. I went from giving 150% to literally doing nothing. And that
Mm.
just hurt me more. So somehow, I always say that God works in magical ways. I found you, and I seen some of the posts that you put on Facebook, and that was a day that I was really, really, really bad. And I'm like, let's do it. I mean, I've been through so much. I went through every single doctor and specialist under the sun, and no one could give me anything that will help. Um, Pain medications, massage, PT, everything I tried, and nothing was working. So when I saw your one of your posts on Facebook, I mean, why not? Right?
You jumped
I
all in.
think I'm like, why not? Let's do it. So
Yeah,
that's when
and
I
you did,
found
because I
it.
remember, yeah, you it was that night. I was talking to my wife. I think we might have been, worshiping. And I remember it came on. I got a little notification. So it was literally, I think, 10, 11 hours later, you
Yeah.
and I would be talking. So yeah, that's how I knew. I'm like, okay, she needs help. This is desperation mode, all in, and everything. So kudos for you, because most people are unable to make that leap of faith.
I I have gone through so much, and I have probably every single gadget that you can
Yeah.
possibly imagine, and every single pillow that is out there in the market, and nothing worked. I
Mm.
mean, I try everything, but you definitely gave. I always said that for my clients, or for my people at the gym, it was always not just do this and you're gonna see the results. I always taught them that it was a different approach, and just a different way to see life, and just a healthier way, right? You cannot have everything at once. It is a process, and you just have
Yes.
to make it the way you live from that point on. And you definitely put it in a different way for me. Same concept, but I was teaching that, and I was telling everybody to do that, but I was not doing it with myself because I had so much
Mm.
going on. So definitely you helped me to start moving again. And at the same time, one word that I'm learning is to slow down. Slow. And if whoever's watching, if you know me, you know that the word slow down normally
Not in your
not
vocabulary.
I will tell you to slow down, but I wouldn't. So I am learning to slow down and really do everything with purpose, not just eating for eating or moving because I have to move, but how I'm moving, where I'm moving, and what muscles, what parts of my body I'm moving when I'm doing the exercises, and learning to listen to my body. When I'm tired, I'm tired, and that's it. And don't start with 50 pounds. Start slow and
Yes.
a little bit at a
Mm.
time. So it just,
Intentional
mhm,
movement.
mhm, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Mm.
yes.
Wow. Wow. So many powerful things there, Anna. And yeah, I remember one of the most difficult things for you was to ask for help. Of course, like you said, when you found me, the ad, watched the webinar, you went all in. But I remember you talking just how difficult it was for you to ask for help. Just from the type of person you are, but
Mhm.
also you're so used to being a coach, instructor, instructing people. So tell everyone kind of that mindset, that struggle you had, and what was the turning point for you?
I mean, people that know me knows that I am very independent. I always been, and I want to do it all. I don't need help, and I always had that in my mind. I want to say wasted 2.5 years trying to fix myself alone. And even though I was going to the doctor, it's, it was just like, go give me something. Like right now, I need it fixed, and then walk away. Like, I can do it. I will deal with it. And I learned definitely that I can't do it alone. I mean, it doesn't matter the knowledge that I have, my background. I I needed help, and I needed someone to understand what I was going through, and maybe in not in a bad way, but maybe it went that person went through the same, to really understand what I was saying when I said it really hurts, like everything, like every time that I move. And
Mm,
finding you, I mean, that really like opened my eyes, and I understood that I needed help, and I was not going to be able to fix myself alone. I needed, in this case, you and your team, and it's just the support of you and all the other uh, people that are in our team. I mean, just
Hmm.
listening to their stories and listening to how good they're doing and their struggles, and kind of like feeling like I'm not the only one. There's
Mm.
somebody else out there that is dealing with the same thing, or maybe worse, or a different type of pain that I maybe should learn about, because what if? So I just,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you never know. I mean,
yeah. And
things can
that's the nice
happen.
thing. You're getting the tools.
Hmm.
I always say you're getting the tools to address any pain.
Hmm.
So not only we're going to help you with this pain, but say you start getting low back pain or whatnot, you can
Yep.
incorporate the same
Hmm.
tools to address that pain instead
Hmm.
of fear taking over and like, oh, I need help, I need help. So
No, and I mean, I learned that it is a process. It takes time. I mean, it took me all those years before that. I don't know, whatever I was doing wrong and whatever I overdid, or it's just the way life goes, because we're always in a rush. At least I am. Many
yeah, oh
times
yeah,
I told you, like, you just got me
guilty.
like
I'm
running up and
guilty.
down. So I, it took me all that time, and then to get to the pain that I had. I mean, I know now that it is going to be a process. It's not going to be right now. I had to change a lot of the things that I was used to.
Mm.
I, good Lord, like, it is crazy that I actually needed a grocery list from you
Yeah.
to be able to go to the supermarket and buy it. So because I'm always in a rush and I just grab whatever I have.
Hmm.
And sometimes I just forget because I'm too busy. So
Yeah.
my
Mm.
focus is I have to take care of myself first, because if I want to help others and I want to be okay and I want to be healthy, I need to take care of me with your help.
Mm. Yeah. Mm, wow. Wow. And yeah, I recently went through something myself. We'll call it like a valley of despair. And it was because of what you were just talking about. And I think a lot of us struggle with this, where I was the same thing. I was going too quickly with family, business, trying to juggle so many things. And I think it doesn't matter like what season we're in. It means once we become an adult, there's always something we can get busy with. There's always more to do, right? There's like
Yeah.
our to-do list, our checklist.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how, because the world is going so fast, we feel like we had to go at that speed too. And we can do it. We can do it for a bit, but we always,
Not always.
at least for me, I think this is true of most people, we always hit a wall. It's like
Hmm.
a wall, and then and we can't
Yeah.
go anymore. And so those habits we were quote unquote doing, even though we weren't really intentional on them, because we're just like, oh, this, that. They fall off, and then
Get distracted.
yes, exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. Um, so question on that. So since we started working together, how has your daily habits improved? Like eating, movement, sleep? Again, basic things. Like I told you, it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel. I'm not giving you
Right.
all these gadgets, all these quick fixes, right? It's stuff but how has it changed since we started
It's
working
kind of
together?
like retraining myself. It's kind of like you said, you're not telling me anything new, but I was so stuck in that cycle, in that routine, that I had to do everything fast and now, and I had to have my hands on everything. That, I mean, yeah, like you said, you hit a wall. You you can't be in that state for too long. It is impossible. I mean, as a human being, you just can't. And even when my body was telling me to stop, I never did, and that's where I'm at. So my routine, like, I am very, if you know me, you know that I am very OCD and I'm very checklist. And you just tell me one, two, three, and I mark it and I highlight it, and I'm all about that. So right now, I have in my mind, in the second I wake up, is like go do my like brush my teeth, my face, whatever, and it's water. Like, I'm drinking my water, and then I take care of other stuff, and then start working, eat my breakfast, stretch, like in between. Like I need to make sure that everything, the water, the food, my exercises, everything is done before I start going crazy with my day.
Mm.
Mentally, I have to have all that because I just feel that for me, it's just the way it's kind of like fuels everything. If I start doing everything that I do at home right when I wake up, it's not going to work. Something's going to go wrong. So I have my kind of like structure myself where like I get up in my water, I do my exercises, I have to make sure that my breakfast is ready, connect because I'm working from home, like all that. But I have a routine. Same thing during lunchtime. I know I have alarms set up for my breaks. I have breaks every 25, 30 minutes. So I can stretch a little and I'm not in the same position for that long. So I have alarms every 25, 30 minutes. I have alarms for to eat lunch because obviously when I'm super busy, I just kind of like, oh, I forgot. Oh, don't worry, dinner
Yeah,
will be
yes.
here sooner than you think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I have to set alarms to which is crazy at my age and with my background. I have to set alarms to so I can remember because I am so into what I'm doing. Uh, but yes, my routine changed a lot. My everyday things change a lot in a good way, definitely
Mm,
in a good way. And I prioritize things now. I prioritize myself because
mm,
if I am not okay,
amazing.
how am I going to do the rest? I need to be okay in order to function and in order to give to the rest of the world. So,
Mm, incredible. Incredible. And wow, wow, wow. That's super powerful. And like doing those key habits in the morning, like the nutrition, the movement, everything. Are you noticing like as you're slowing down and doing those, like being really intentional, is that flowing to the rest of your day? Once
mhm.
you get into work box, once you're bonding with your boyfriend, your family, is it keeping you you feel like slowed down?
It's, I can't obviously change 49 years of of me being like Speedy Gonzalez all day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Slowly, but yes, I mean, definitely it is. Um, I'm slowing down. I'm taking things a little less like crazy, like things that used to drive me insane or stress me out. I mean, it's not worth it. Like I always, it is not worth it. It is gonna be there. You don't have to do it right now. Just walk
Mhm.
away. Like I
Yeah.
focus and when I'm doing things, when I'm doing my exercises, when I'm working, whatever I'm doing, I focus on what I'm doing and I feel it all. Even what you mentioned in one of the our, I think it was a meeting or one of your videos, even the eating. I used to just eat to eat, just like okay, I have to eat because otherwise I'm not gonna feel well. I actually sit down and eat and enjoy my food. Like I
Actually
actually,
tasted the
yeah, like
food. Yeah, yeah,
taste the
yes,
food
yes.
and not just swallow it like
That's
a pill.
incredible.
Yeah. So I definitely have slowed down. I'm not saying that I am like, ooh, super mellow because no, not my personality,
Yeah,
but I know that I I cannot put myself again at risk in my health because I think that things have to be done or have to get done or I have to do 1,000 things before the end of the day. They can wait.
yes, yes. Mm. Yeah, incredible. And yeah, you're so right. It's one thing I'm noticing is I've always been a to-do or a checklist person. How much can I get in one day? So this is something that's it's difficult for me as well. It's I'm learning to have like the top 2 to 3 priorities and really just have those marked down. Everything else is on the dump list. Like I know it's there, but those top priorities, I'm not going to touch anything else
Mhm.
until those habits or those priorities
Huh?
are done. Usually those are the things we want to avoid, right? They're a little bit more uncomfortable, whatever it is. Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's doing a tough project for work,
Mm.
writing, but those have to get done before anything else. And it just changes the whole day. Kind of like
Mhm.
what you're doing. You're drinking, your movement. You just have those foundational things early, and then it allows the rest of the day just to flow
Mhm.
so much easier.
Yes.
And that comes to my next question. So you said earlier how much pain you had with like activities. You could
Mhm.
only sit for so long, stand, you have to lay
Mhm.
down. What activities can you do now pain free that you couldn't before?
Well, whoever's watching and they know me, I'm not a runner. I have never been a runner. And I avoided running for as long as I could because my calves will be burning the next day. And I just didn't like it. So, in walking, okay. I mean, I will walk my dogs because I had to and call it a day. But now it's, I went from doing a lot of stuff to nothing. And that was a big mistake, obviously. But when I started the program, it took me a few days to actually to click that I was able to do certain things and it was okay. Same with walking. I mean, I went from really like doing nothing one day to do 50 minutes in the elliptical on the treadmill, and I was dying the next day. But that was my fault before the program. With you, when you told me the first time 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay, 10 minutes. I'm like,
I remember
okay. I'm like,
that.
what? Like, okay. So I did 10 minutes. I'm like, fine. Then 15 and 20. By the time you got to 25, I looked at my boyfriend. I was like, he's killing me. Like he was
Yeah,
killing
yeah.
me. But I was fine. And right now
Mm,
I can actually, I'm jogging in my treadmill. And the first time that I did it, I remember you told me, you can get to zone 3 or maybe zone 5. I was like, because I know my zones and I know that to get to zone 5, I was scared. And I did it. And I didn't die. And I was fine the next day. So even picking up dumbbells, like I stopped everything, like doing push
mm.
presses. When you gave me the presses exercise, I was like, oh my God, my shoulders are going to die tomorrow. I was fine. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
regular pain. And I remember you told me, embrace it. I know how it hurts when you do certain exercises the next day because you work those muscles. I know. So if I was feeling that pain, I was okay because I knew it was because of the squats or the core exercises. Anything different than that before, I will be like, ooh, freaking out. But
Mm.
right
It
now,
like frees you up,
yes,
right? You're just yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And right now, I know I'm not going to be like totally pain free the next day when I do certain things that are different or are new, but it is a different type of pain. It's making me stronger. It's not hurting me. And that's something that I didn't understand before. That if you're doing the squats and you're doing the lunges or whatever, I was always worried when I was in so much pain that I was going to create more issues and I was going to be in more pain because I was hurting myself by doing that. But right now, I know that adding stuff to my routine and more weight or more reps or different exercises just making my body stronger so I can be pain free. So if my shoulders, like I told you this week, my shoulders were killing me. I'm like, oh my God, because you added different exercises for that. And I was so scared because the pain that I was feeling reminded me of 2 years ago that
Sure, yeah.
it was horrible. And I was
It
so
triggers,
nervous.
yep.
It
Hmm.
triggers that in my mind. I'm like, okay, you just need to calm down. And I was fine the next day I was a little sore, yes. But then the next day I was like, okay, it's going away. So I'm okay.
Mm.
Everything's good because I'm doing the exercises slow and I am not picking up the heaviest that I have in dumbbells. I'm starting slow and at a low weight, which before I wanted to like. grab the 30s and let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah. 0 to 100, right?
Not
Go all
possible.
in.
Not possible.
Um, yeah, you brought so many good points, Anna, and and the big thing I want to highlight is the knowing pain, no gain. So really understanding pain. I think a lot of us, that's where we kind of get mixed up.
Yeah.
We don't understand what the right pain is to feel. We think pain is damaging. Like anytime we feel that pain, we think we're making things worse. And what I've found is either people are going like you went 0 to 100, or they're not doing enough.
Hmm.
So there's kind of those extremes, but then also our mind, kind of like you know who one of our people in our community. I won't mention his name, but he had to get over a hurdle of just being able to walk again.
Hmm.
So I knew his body was able to do it, but
Right.
he had so much fear
Yeah.
preventing him from taking steps. So it's like that retraining. It's like retraining too, and it just that's kind of where the encouragement comes in, and just understanding pain. That's like the key behind all that.
Everything is in your mind. Like me driving, I I didn't want to drive. I didn't even wanted to be sitting in a car, even if I wasn't driving. I couldn't imagine me driving anywhere because it was just in my mind that it was gonna hurt. I already had that like mentality even before I jumped in my truck that it was going to hurt. So
Mm,
I had to learn to breathe and just let it be, and
yeah,
it's fine.
let it. Yes,
And
yes.
and today, I mean, I go. It's not that far, but still, it's driving. It's my son lives 10 minutes from me. I go Monday to Friday to help him to get his dogs out at lunch and come back. It's 10 minutes going, 10 minutes coming back, whatever it is, or maybe in the middle I go to a store or whatever, and I'm okay.
Mm,
So it is. I feel like that fear is also for me was like mentally I needed to understand that it was okay to do it, and I just the pain that I was feeling was probably more my stress that I was going to be driving and that was causing all my stuff too. So I'm a little too crazy when it comes to that. So I have to breathe the techniques that you taught me and just go and do it.
yeah. Mm, yeah.
That's
And,
it.
and honestly, that's real talk, and I wouldn't say that's just you, personality or whatnot. That's like a real thing. Just the that's how that's how debilitating fear can be.
Hmm.
Like we
Yeah.
can create so much negativity, or our anticipation of what's going to happen, or we can like create the pain before we get there, and then when we're in it, we can there can be a lot of pain just because
Yeah.
we've already
More.
manifested or
Yeah.
created it. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yes.
they kind of branch off that. Two questions. So number one, how far along are you in the program, like us working together? And then when did you start noticing improvements and difference in the pain once you started?
This is my 6 week. We're the
That
half
sounds correct.
six,
Yeah.
six, right? Yes.
Hmm.
Um, I keep like fearing the end. He's like, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks, and I probably mentioned it to you. It was like the first week. I I had so much faith on you. Like it was like I truly believe that God sent you to me. That the first week, I don't know. I know that I started feeling less pain, and I was able to do more stuff, and I was actually able to sleep better. And even when I go into my stuff in my watch and my tracker, I'm sorry, I my it does say that my sleeping pattern has improved like more than ever in the last 6 weeks. So that's
That's
what where
incredible.
where
Wow.
I have the
I
count
didn't know that.
of the
That's
weeks,
awesome.
and I was like, huh, look at that. So for me,
The best ever
sleeping,
in 49
yes,
years.
yeah. And for me, sleeping is how and I mean for everyone, is how I recover. If I don't sleep well, if I don't sleep enough, I am not a productive person the next day, and I feel horrible. I I mean, it's just I need to sleep, or I just cannot function. And for 2.5 years, I was getting 4, maybe 5 hours of
Hmm.
sleep. And that is like waking up and going to sleep, waking up, and because I was so uncomfortable and not even in bed, I was able to be off that pain. So definitely, I want to say, the first week, I saw a big difference, huge difference.
Mm, mm. Wow, wow, wow. And it just that makes me it's kind of like a one. First of all, it's again just amazing how far you've come. I remember my wife even was like, wow, she's her pain is reduced that much in the first week. She's like, what are you giving to these people? What are you doing to these people? She's like,
Tell me.
but she, yeah, yeah, yeah. But she knew, just the level of like suffering that people are kind of going through when they come in, like yourself. But it makes me takes me back to my own pain, and just again like how long it took me to kind of to get out of pain. But also, it
Mhm,
just makes me think of so many people out there that are suffering. They're so close. They're so close to getting that reduction in pain, getting their life
mhm.
back, getting all these things that you're saying, being able to do stuff pain free, movement. It's so close, but the key is to make that leap, right? Make that
Mhm.
leap into the right thing. It's
It's
we can go down like a rabbit
whew.
hole, right? Like you're saying, gadgets and so many things
Yeah.
out there.
I mean, I after our first call, when I decided to join the program, I remember I went through my email and I'm like, return, 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 because I had boxes like of stuff that
Oh
I needed to
wow, I
try.
didn't know
Like
that.
it
Wow.
was, yeah. I mean, I'm like, they have to go because I don't even want them here. First off, I want my money back, but I don't want them here. I don't want to use them, and I for a whole year I was taking anything under the sun for pain medication, and
Wow.
that destroyed my skin, my hair, everything. It was just horrible, and they didn't do anything. And then I got off of that, and oh, ibuprofen was my best friend. I have not taken ibuprofen in 6 weeks.
Mm,
So
incredible.
I am not saying that. Okay, yes, a little bit hurts here, or maybe here, or whatever, right? I mean, I'm not saying that everything's gone, but I am okay. I'm able to function. I'm able to live. I'm able to move and do things that I was not able to do 6 weeks ago. Okay. I mean, when you send me my routines every day, I'm like, oh God, now one
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah,
weight. Like
yeah.
we're going to 15 pounds
That's
now. Okay. So it's
yeah.
kind of like for
Keeping
me,
you uncomfortable. It's these. Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
And that's what I used to do to my people at the gym. It's like I used to like walk with the dumbbells to them. Like they were picking up 12. You can do more. And I will go and grab 15s for them. But I cannot. Yes, you can try it. Do
Hmm.
5 with this, 5 with that. You will be able to. So I did it to them. But nobody was doing it to me until you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It is
And that's
uncomfortable,
wow.
but you're not going to get better, and you're not going to change. You're not going to see the change if you don't feel a little uncomfortable first. And that's
Yes.
just
Yes.
I had to understand that. I didn't want to feel the pain, so I didn't want to move. And that was my biggest mistake.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. And what one thing I'm excited about, and obviously only God knows your future, but I also know how passionate you are when it comes to coaching and doing that. So I foresee. I think already at this point, you're already so much better coach because you've received coaching yourself. I always say the best coaches, even for me, I have a coach. I have a coach, business coach. I have someone that helps me with my fitness. But it pretty much every coach needs a coach. So I'm just excited to see your transformation once you get back into that space. If when Scott opens that door, just how much more impact now you're going to be able to make on your clients, just from
Yes.
the again from you finally like receiving help, you going through a transformation, and just retraining all these habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited to
I
once you get to that point.
I had those thoughts this week. I mean, I thought about it, but the old me, I would have been calling my old boss yesterday. But I know I'm not ready yet. I want to be ready, like to the point where like I'm okay doing it, so I can tell people what to do and how to do it. But like I said, the old me, I would have jumped the gun and would have called my old boss yesterday, and I'm like, I'm back.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
No, I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
do that to
yes,
myself. I can't
yes,
not do that to
yes.
myself, and it's not fair for them either. So I I want to get way, 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 way better, and I know I
Yes.
will. You're helping me, and you're making me do things that 49 years I never did.
Mm.
And I'm sure my sister will be watching this, and she will probably tell you, uh, nutrition wise, I was all over the place. I was a disaster, and you could not grab me and sit me down and make me eat 3 meals a day every day. There was no way in the world.
Wow.
I mean, I
Wow.
was always like this all day, like picking here, there, there. But I, I mean, I even my boyfriend is like, I need to message your doctor because this is a miracle. I'm like, we're good, we're fine.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, that was a
Mm.
big change for me. Like actually sitting down and having a meal, like sitting
Mm.
down and enjoying it 3 times a day.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
huge for me,
Yeah.
and it has helped me a lot.
Mm. Mm. That's amazing, Anna. That's amazing. So I want to leave you one more question. This is something you can kind of leave with the our audience here. Just what's the one thing, kind of the most valuable thing, one that you've gotten out of our time working together, but then also kind of what do you want to leave with our audience? Maybe someone that's struggling with pain. Maybe it's been 6 months, a year, maybe it's been 5 years. What's kind of the last little thought that you want to leave them?
Don't wait until it's too late, and listen to your body and understand that you cannot do it alone, and find the help. And I mean, every person that has asked me, I have given them like the whole story, your name, and everything that I'm doing, and everything that I that you have done for me. So just understand that you cannot do it alone. It gets to a point where you're gonna need help. So ask for help now, and don't wait until it's too late.
Mm. Mm, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's really well said because just the longer we wait,
Mhm.
the harder it is
Yes.
to,
And it's not that it's gonna be
yeah.
too late. It's just is the habits that you have built and that had caused all that pain. It is going to be harder to change if we wait too long. And I, I'm talking just based on my experience. It is hard and it takes time, but it you, I cannot do it alone. I wouldn't be able to do it alone. And I'm proud to say it for probably the first time in my life. I needed help, and not just any doctor. I needed
Mm,
someone like you.
mm,
So thank you.
yeah, of course, of course. Wow, powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. And everyone that came on, if you have any comments, thoughts, you can post them on the live. You can reach out to one of us directly if you like. And yeah, and I just want to thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for one coming on. Thank you for who you are as a person. I'm seeing more and more of your gifts come out, your light. You have so many talents that God has given you. And I always tell people, like, when we're in pain, those kind of, they don't really show, they're not able to pop out because the pain is just causing us to really isolate. So just seeing you blossom and whatnot, it's been a joy for me.
Thank you.
And yeah, just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And let's yeah, we'll keep going. So thank you again for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.